after dignity, the second great value that shapes our business system and our economic system is freedom or liberty. Equal dignity for all, but also freedom. That's the third great value of the Great Reset for which we are working. And it might be surprising to think, well, how can freedom be a Christian value? We think of the Inquisition that imposed faith. We think of the Crusades that conquered and killed in the name of faith. We might think of the alliance of some members of the ecclesiastical hierarchy with the old regime during the Enlightenment that opposed democracy. That is all true. However, consider the cultural heritage of biblical ideas that form our cultural DNA and that have led us to overcome these impositions or this lack of freedom. Think of the Old Testament. The central event of the Old Testament is the Exodus. God frees his people from the slave house of Egypt, and he takes them through the desert to purify them because he wants to free them, and he leads them to Mount Sinai, and he says, I have freed you from the house of slavery, from Egypt. And what does he do? He gives them a law. We could think, well, isn't that a contradiction? How can you proclaim you have freed me and then you give me the 10 Commandments, you give me a law? And well, exactly, liberation consists in the 10 Commandments. And God doesn't impose them, he proposes them. He says, today I put before you good and evil, life or death. Choose life, choose life. And so imagine this nomad people going through the desert. They are free, they can go in any direction they want, but if they don't know the path, and if that path is not the true, reliable path that takes them to the oasis, they're dead. They're not free, they're lost. And so God gives us these 10 commandments as the rules of use of our nature. He loves us. And so what he does is he gives us the way, the path to make our nature flourish along these life-giving and reliable roads of his commandments. This is what the Old Testament teaches us. And then in the New Testament, St. Paul says, Christ has freed you for freedom. He presents the redemption by Christ as liberation from sin, from law, from death, in order to be free to love. So his freedom is not simply a freedom from, but is a freedom to, a freedom for the greater love that Christianity has brought into this world.